This is CJ with the Goat Sports Talk. Wanted to give an update. This is concerning Dirk Nowitzki. He, of course, as you know, he did sign a deal last year where he had a 2-year deal for $50 million, where he basically had a second-year player option, which would have been this upcoming season. He did go ahead and decline that, and has since now signed a 2-year deal worth $10 million. So that's $5 million each season, and basically, it's more of an ability for him to stay with one team for his whole career. He actually be only him and Kobe Bryant that stayed on one team for 20 years, pretty much for their entire career. And that's monumental, and it's something that he wanted to do. For the most part, everybody knows that the Dallas Mavericks are not going to be competing for a title this year. I don't even know, even in the foreseeable future. Considering that a lot of other teams have made moves that would put them more in position. So this is more of just he's given a hometown discount. He did have a decent season considering how old he is. He's 39 years old. He was drafted back in 1998. A lot of people forget that he was part of a deal on draft night that basically swapped him and Robert Tractor Trailer, and the rest is history. So now you have basically a guy who is a legend. He's one of the top international players or players outside of the U.S. pretty much after Hakeem Olajuwon and you could say Tim Duncan. And he is actually someone in terms of the game of being a stretch four that can hit the 3-point shot, which is now considered a major weapon in this league. Something that was kind of looked down upon early on in that particular time, because even in '98, there was still a heavy need for post players. A lot of times, coaches did not like their big men to go out and shoot the three, and him playing with Don Nelson, a guy who has a very offensive mindset and who was forward thinking in the game of basketball and understanding the importance of the 3-point shot at that particular time. Of course, if you go over to when he went to Golden State, when Don Nelson went over there, he even expanded it even further with even more 3-point shooters and guys that can attack the rim. And, Dirk Nowitzki is going to be a guy that is going to be remembered as a legend, in the game, especially from, his impact for international players. Now, as far as what this deal does for the team, in the event that they are able to secure maybe some players, you just never know. Right now, they got Harrison Barnes under contract. I believe they may have, tried to have some cap space available for next summer, and I think that's really where they're going. That 2-year deal will allow a situation in which if some big-time free agents, maybe one or two, are able to join the Dallas Mavericks, and if Dirk has anything left in the tank, he will be a solid spot up, stretch four. He primarily played center this year. Basically what I mean by that is, they had another player on the floor that was usually their power forward. Dirk Nowitzki did average 14.2 points a game and shot almost 44% from the field, which is not bad, considering, this particular point in his career. He was plagued by some Achilles soreness in his right Achilles, and so he did not play that many games. He played about 54, so I'm wondering if he was just more of taking things cautious, knowing that he wanted to see that 20th season and be able to still play. Of course, that the Dallas Mavericks were not in the hunt for any kind of playoff run, so it's understandable that he wouldn't play that much. And with him, not being able to play that much last season, what sense does it make for him to do a Kobe Bryant and take another $25 million from a team that's already been playing him well? Very different than a discount of a player giving that to their team in their prime. But everything, hindsight is 2020. When Kobe signed that deal, it was expected that people thought he would be able to bounce back from his Achilles injury, and that somehow, some way, he'd be able to regain his effectiveness as he was before, which he didn't. But at the end of the day, Kobe is still a legend for the Lakers, and it was one they had to do that in order to transition into the ball era as they are now. Okay, so pretty much that's what it is, man. Dirk Nowitzki did hit the 30,000 point milestone in March. which basically that allowed him to become the sixth member. It's pretty much, in order. I believe it should be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and Wilt Chamberlain. And he has 1,159 points behind Chamberlain for fifth all-time on the scoring list. Then that's potentially, if he can avoid injury, he may be able to climb into that fifth spot. And at that particular point, the only person, at least currently, playing that can do that in the next near future, of course, will be LeBron James. After that, of course, will be Kevin Durant. So, getting in that top 5 spot in the all-time scoring list will be major, in basketball, especially passing Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain and putting him in the name of, all-time legends. And I think it is worth him pursuing at this particular point in his career to, get the most out of your game and get whatever you can out of it, and hit all the marks. If you're within reach, go ahead and go after it. So that's pretty much it right now, man. Just wanted to briefly give an update on Dirk Nowitzki signing again a 2-year deal worth a total of $10 million.